Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 9 a.m. Flow. So once again, if you want to come to that nice dignified seat with your hips above your knees, maybe come into some simple movements, rolling the neck from side to side, one ear to one shoulder, neck down through center, and then ear to the other side. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Perry. And just taking this time to get into your body, just moving organically, slowly, maybe a couple of shoulder rolls, maybe rotating the wrists, maybe rotating shoulders in big circles, little circles, reaching the arms forward, feeling the tops of the shoulders, really extending energy through all 10 fingers, and then relaxing them away from the ears and softening the tops of the shoulders. Just engaging different muscles. If you're sitting up on a bolster with those hips above the knees, maybe engage your core, suck it in, pretend you're at the beach and someone cute is walking by, so you suck it in. That's that core engagement we're talking about. So maybe practicing a couple of those just while seated, stationary. Just breathe in a little bit, strengthen that core. You can see when I do it, actually, it's a very minor engagement, but as soon as I suck it in, everything is lifted because those muscles are pulling together. It's very interesting, actually. I never watched myself do this. But you can even come into a little bit of a shimmy, moving the spine, waking that up. Let's see here. Okay, here we go, 9 a.m. guys. Welcome to Flow. Good morning, good morning. If you have any requests, please drop them in the comment section. And we'll just see where today takes us, right? I was saying when I first logged on, this is such a fascinating thing to have to teach to a screen. So thank you guys so much for your support and your presence and your patience and all that jazz. Okay, so if you are moving organically, go ahead and come back to stillness. Place one hand on your stomach, one hand on your heart, wherever you are. If you're seated, laying down, standing, whatever you happen to be doing right now. Just place your hands, one on your stomach, one on your chest, over your heart, and begin to breathe into your body now. Being here in this vessel, living through these crazy times. Out of all the times to be born, what a crazy one, right? Maybe tucking the chin a little bit down toward the chest, nurturing the connection between the heart and the mind. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Every time you exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears a little bit more. All right, wherever you are, let's all come down to seated. And we'll come into a couple of seated cat-cows. So your legs are crisscrossed. You can be up on a bolster if you want, or you can grab a block, pillow, whatever. I'm gonna put a block under my seat just to elevate my hips here. And we'll come into a couple of really nice cat-cows. So your hands are placed on your knees. And as you inhale, you look up, lift the heart, kind of pull the knees in. So you're creating resistance in the arms, holding onto the knees. And as you exhale, with the heel of your hand, push the knee away, round through the spine, bring the chin in toward the chest, draw the belly button in. Inhale, lift up, spread the collarbones, maybe look up. Doesn't have to be that exaggerated either. You don't have to crane your neck to look back. You can look forward. And exhale, round. So moving into this to your own breath organically, just awakening the spine, arching the back, stretching the heart forward. Exhale, rounding the shoulders, pushing the knees away. And inhale, pulling the knees, looking up a little bit maybe, and feeling maybe the size of the neck start to engage. And just notice where you're feeling this right now. I'm definitely feeling it in my shoulders because I slept with my arms up like this last night, so I'm definitely feeling that. If you guys can't hear me at all, please just let me know. Just moving organically to your own breath, inhaling up and exhale, rounding. One more time to your own breath, and then on the exhale, just come back to neutral. Maybe shimmy a little bit. Let's do a couple of twists while we're seated here. Inhale the arms up to frame the head. Twist to the right, exhaling as you twist. Bring the left hand to the right knee. The right fingertips maybe come down behind you. You can look out further over that right shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck for that full twist. One deep inhale, you get super tall to the crown, and on your exhale, release and come back through center. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale, twist to the left. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Every inhale you get taller, every exhale soften the shoulders. One more deep inhale, and then exhale, release and come back through center. Beautiful. Let's do it one more time, shall we? Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Deep inhale to get tall. Exhale, release, come back through center. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. One deep inhale, and then exhale, come back through center. Remove any kind of prop from under your hips. Go ahead and bring your legs back behind you. Coming into a tabletop here. And from tabletop, together we're going to tuck those toes, lift the hips, straighten the legs. Coming into your first down dog. With me, that is. Maybe you did one to warm up beforehand. Pedaling out your feet. Maybe bending both knees to a hover, and then exhale to extend and lower the heels. On an inhale, look between your hands, come up to the tippy toes, and exhale. Glide forward to upper push-up position. Really stacking those heels over the toes. Engaging through the core, really drawing the belly button in and up. One more deep inhale through the core, and then exhale, send the hips back, lower the heels. Inhale up to tippy toes, look in between the hands, and then exhale, glide forward. One deep inhale, and on the exhale, bend the elbows and toward the side bodies, lower down to the mat in one piece. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Inhale up for a little baby cobra, and then exhale to release. Tuck the toes, you can push up through hands and knees or through plank, and then send the hips back, coming back into down dog. And inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, step walker, jump, feet to hands. Inhale up for that halfway lift, and then exhale to release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up, grab the left wrist with the right hand, and exhale over to the right. Inhale, back up, switch the grip, exhale over to the left. Inhale, back up, swan dive back over those legs, coming back into your forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale to release. Plant the hands, send it back to upper push-up position. And you may flow through your vinyasa, which means that you can hold there for plank, do push-ups if you want to build some heat. Then on an exhale, you lower down to the mat, untuck the toes, inhale up for a little baby cobra or an up dog. Release on an exhale, and then push up through plank or hands and knees to come back to down dog. So that's that flow through your vinyasa. Those are the movements, you're linking breath to movement, that beautiful yoga union of the two. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to do a couple more of those just to build a little bit of heat, and then we'll get into some twists, yeah? I'm feeling very twisty today. Let's do some twists. So from your down dog, inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, step walker, jump, feet to hands. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale and release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Bring the hands down through heart center. You're still remaining tall here. Let's come into a couple of really nice loose twists just to wake the spine up a little bit more here so you can bring your feet wider than hip distance. Then go ahead and begin to turn from side to side, letting your arms just kind of tap your body wherever they happen to tap. And as you're turning, see how my feet are coming up to the toes? That gives more movement to the spine and the hips. If you stay rooted through the feet, it's much more limited in range of motion. And just going ahead and feeling that difference. So you can do a couple with planted feet, toes pointing out, and a couple where the toes are coming, well, the heels are coming up. You're coming up onto your tippy toes, right? And you can see the difference in the range of motion. And make those motions smaller, smaller, smaller. and then come back to stillness. Bring your feet back into hip distance. So a nice way to measure that is to literally turn your toes in. If you can touch the inner arch of the other foot, that's hip distance, okay? Inhale the arms up to frame the head. Exhale, sit the hips right back to chair. Your hands can come to heart center. They can be out in front of you for a counterbalance. They can come to your hips. They can be a cactus, or they can go all the way up to frame your head. Just make sure that you're relaxing those shoulders and not really bringing them up to your ears. That's what we don't want, right? Maybe sinking a little bit lower into that chair. Engage the core to protect the low back. If not, then you're going to look like this, banana backed. We don't want that. You got to protect that. Suck it in. If you want to come up to your tippy toes, it's always an option too. One more deep inhale through the core. Exhale, lower the heels if they are lifted and straighten the legs and fold over. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands. Step it back to upper push-up position and flow through your vinyasa. You don't have to flow. You can always just push right back to down dog because that's always where we will meet at the end of the vinyasa, right? Okay. So all together meeting back in that down dog. On an inhale, raise the right leg to hip height. Bend the knee, open the hips, stacking the hips, one on top of the other. Look in between the hands on an inhale. On the exhale, straighten and swoosh that right leg right on through, coming into a nice low lunge position. Plant the left hand to the inside of the right foot, open with the right and twist open toward the ceiling. Make sure that that right knee isn't winging out toward the outer edge. You want to keep it stacked directly over the ankle. Check in with your back ankle. Did you see how far back my heel was? You really want that heel stacked right over the toes. Release the right arm down so you're framing that front right leg. And on an inhale, rise on up. Coming up into crescent. Your arms can be up in cactus. Inhale, look up, reach up with both arms. Left arm forward, right arm back for another twist here. Inhale, both arms up, maybe a little mini back bend. And then release. Bring both hands down to frame the front foot. Hike the back left leg halfway up the mat. Coming into pyramid here. If you have blocks and you want to use blocks to maintain a flat back, you can kind of see the difference between blocks and then no blocks. You're really forward folding, which will really, really light up the back of the right leg. Using the blocks maintains a flat back, can help you activate the core and take a little bit of sensation out of the back of the legs if it's too much. Wherever you are, sealing the whole left hand to the block, a prop or the mat, or maybe up to fingertips, whatever you can reach, and then twisting open for a twisted pyramid. All the twisties. Release the right hand down. Walk the fingertips a couple inches forward ahead of the front right foot, and then begin to bend into that right knee. Come up to the toes of the left foot. On an inhale, lift up and off with that back leg, coming into a standing split. Really make sure you're squaring the hips to the mat and you're flexing through the back heel. If you want to bring this to balance, go ahead and grab the right ankle. And the importance of keeping the hips squared means that you're pointing both hips toward the ground. If my hip was open, look at how much more range of motion I can get. And that's not proper alignment, right? So keep your hips square to the ground. One more deep inhale. I know you've been here for a minute, really getting into the back of that right standing leg, right? Release the left leg down. Now you're back in that forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up, sit right back to chair. Awesome. All right, so from this chair here, we're gonna twist. So you're gonna twist to the right. Take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, push those hands together as if you could really get them right into the middle of your chest, toward the midline, yeah? And as you push those hands, creating the resistance between the elbow and the knee, you twist deeper. Check in with that left knee, track it back. Sometimes it likes to pop out. You gotta keep it in alignment with the right knee. And then if you'd like to open, you can. One more deep inhale. And exhale, forward fold, pour it all out. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it on back to upper push-up position. Flow through your vinyasa, or step right back to down dog. All right, so we're gonna come into this on the left side now, right? Haha, that was confusing. We're gonna come into the left side now. So we're all meeting back in that down dog. Awesome. All right, on inhale, raise the right leg to hip height, or the left leg, I'm sorry, I just said left. Raise the left leg to hip height, bend at the knee, stack the hips, look in between the hands, and on the exhale, straighten the leg and sweep it through, coming into this low lunge with the left foot forward. Bring the right hand to the mat, open with the left, open on up. Really breathing into this. And on your exhale, release the hand down. And then when you're ready, root to rise on an inhale, coming all the way up. And when you're ready, right arm forward, left arm back, twisting open again here. On your next inhale, sweep both arms up to frame the head, maybe a little mini back bend. Exhale, release, plant, and then hike the right foot halfway up the mat. So you're coming into pyramid with the left foot forward here. If you have your blocks, go ahead and grab those to maintain a flat back. Or if you really want more sensation in your front left leg, you can just forward fold as much as you can over that leg. Really breathing and feeling how different this side might be than the other. Reach forward with your fingers a couple of inches in front of your toes. Bend into the front left knee. Then inhale, lift up and off the right leg. Squaring the hips to the mat, focusing on the internal rotation, pointing the toes and the knee toward the earth, staying nice and flexed. You can always have blocks here too. That's always an option. Or you can be grabbing the left ankle. Slowly release wherever you are and lower the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up, and then sit right back to chair again, right? So in this chair, once again, maybe coming up to the tippy toes if you'd like for a little bit, for a couple of breaths. If you fall out, just come right back in. Lowering your hips. Everyone bring your hands to heart center. Now we're going to twist to the left, right? I gotta stop saying that. So we're going to twist to the left. Bring the right elbow to the left knee. Track the track the right hip and knee back. And push the hands into the center. If you'd like to open the arms, you definitely can. Make sure that you maintain breathing here, because twists are definitely a little harder to breathe in. But it's really important that you breathe, bringing new oxygen to all these muscles that are being detoxified and twisted and wrung out. One more deep inhale and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale up for that halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hand, step it back to upper push-up position. From this upper push-up, if you need to lower the knees down, before you lower down, that's always an option as well. I'm sorry I didn't mention that at first. Flow through this vinyasa, rinse it off. Awesome. Go ahead and lower from down dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Take them nice and wide, big toes to touch. Come down into child's pose. Let's do a little bit of twisting here as well. So for this twist, Inhale, lift the right arm up to the ceiling, look up, and then bring that right arm underneath the left armpit, bringing the right cheek to the mat. This is already a little bit of a twist, especially in the upper back. If you want to make this more of a twist, take the left hand and take the top of the left hand and bring it to the small of the back, maybe even reaching for the crease of the right hip. And that really, really makes this a twist, yeah? If you want more weight, you can always lift your hips, pour in more weight onto that right shoulder. Continue to breathe. Slowly release that left hand from the twist, bring it out long, and then inhale, bring the right arm out long to meet it, and then release down again. So coming into this on the other side, this thread the needle with the added twist. Inhale, lift the left arm up, thread the left arm under the right armpit, left cheek to the mat. Then you can take the right hand and then bring that to the small of the back, or maybe reach for that left hip crease. And that really, really not only twists you thoroughly, but really opens the pecs, the deltoids, the rotator cuffs. It gets right into that chest and opening that up. Breathe into this. It's a very, very deep, gravity-induced twist, right? Slowly release that right hand. Bring it back out long to the top of the mat. On an inhale, bring the left arm out underneath. Both arms crawl out toward the top of the mat and surrender down. On an inhale, look up. Bring your hands back in towards your pelvis. Push yourself up to hands and knees. Bring the knees back under the hips. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Come back into down dog. On an inhale, raise the right leg to hip height. Look in between your hands. Exhale, bring that foot right on forward. Once you have this nice low lunge base, you inhale to rise. From here, swivel the back heel down and open up to warrior two. Flip the front palm, inhale, bring it back, straighten the front leg. Inhale, use the core to come back forward, push the back left hip out, push it out, and then reach, 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 and then hinge at the right hip coming into triangle. From this triangle, look down at your front right foot, bring the left hand, the hand that's up at the ceiling, bring that down, and then twist open. Revolves triangle. One more deep breath, opening, and then release the right hand down. Come back up to the toes of the back foot. You're coming back into that low lunge position, right? Beautiful. So in this low lunge, inhale to rise. Left arm forward, right arm back, opening up again. Inhale, both arms up. Reach down, frame the front right foot. Hike the back left leg halfway up the mat, coming back into pyramid. And begin to breathe. So from this, we're going to come back up into that standing split. So you're going to walk your hands a couple inches in front, bend into the right front leg. Inhale, lift up, off. And then if you want to stay here, you can. And then if not, I invite you to go ahead and we're going to go right into twisted moon. So twisted moon, you bring the left hand to the middle of the mat. Try to rise up so your fingertips are floating. And then you open. Ooh, it's very difficult even for me. So grabbing a block is a great, great prop here. And twisting open. And that is really, really hard to pop right up into. So go ahead and release both hands down. Let's come up into a regular half moon first. So that regular half moon would be opening and stacking the hips, because usually half moon's a very open pose, right? Like that, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders. But when you do it revolved, it makes it really difficult to open the hips, right? You almost can't do it. Just something different to try, right? Wherever you are, releasing the fingertips down, bring the left foot down to meet the right. Tricky stuff, right? But we're all here to see what else we can feel, right? So, inhale up for that halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Bring the hands down through heart center. Forward fold over the legs. Heel toe the feet out past hip distance. Point the toes to the outer edges of the mat. And then begin to lower down into Malasana. Yes, we will be twisting here too. Hands come to heart center. Elbows come into your knees. Knees are drawing in toward the midline. Elbows are pushing out. With that resistance, you get really tall. Maybe rocking your weight a little bit from side to side, just to get more sensation in the hips, or remaining still and tall. Release the fingertips. Leave the left fingertips on the ground. Inhale, reach up and away, twisting away with the right. Bring the right hands back down. Reach up and away with the left, twisting open in this squat. And then release back down. On an inhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs. Now you're back in your forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it back to upper push-up position and flow through your vinyasa, and we'll meet back in down dog. Yeah? Now we get to do that all again on the other side. Woohoo! All right. So, back in this down dog. On an inhale, raise the left leg to hip height, looking between the hands. Exhale, sweep it on through. Coming up into low lunge with the left foot forward. Go ahead and bring the right hand to the mat or fingertips. Inhale up with the left for that twist. And then back down to frame the right foot. When you're ready, inhale to rise. So you're up in this nice crescent lunge. Really make sure that heel is stacked over the toes. I'm having trouble with that today, aren't I? Alrighty. Right arm forward, left arm back, coming into this twist again. Inhale, both arms up. Pivot the back heel down and open on up to warrior two. Flip the front palm. Inhale, bring it back. Straighten the front left leg. Using the core, inhale to come back up. Push the back right hip out. Reach, reach, reach to the left hand, then hinge over. Coming into triangle on the left. Look down at your front left leg. Bring the right hand down to a block or the mat or your ankle. And then twist open. Your back heel is still sealed to the mat. Putting weight to the outer pinky toe edge of the back right foot. Release the left hand down. Come back up to the toes of the right back leg. Coming back into this low lunge. Inhale, hike the back foot halfway up. Coming back into this pyramid. Seal the right hand, open with the left for that revolved pyramid. Release the left hand back down. Begin to reach your fingertips forward. So we're coming into this standing split, crazy half moon. It's like a test, right? We're trying to test our limits here and see what we can feel. All right, so go ahead and bend into that left knee. Inhale, lift up off with that right leg. To come into the half moon expression, fingertips begin to come up. You're lifting the chest up using the core, opening, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders. Woo. If you fall out of it, don't worry. Half moon is definitely not one of my favorites. I almost never teach it if you take my normal classes. Okay, go ahead and release those fingertips. Coming back into your standing split. Let's try the revolved half moon. So if you need that block, you can use it, or you can just try to open with that left hand with the leg still lifted. Release that hand back down, and then exhale, lower the right foot down to meet the left. Back in your forward fold, right? Inhale up for that halfway lift, and then exhale to release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up. Sit right back to chair. I personally love the counterbalance of the arms reaching forward. You can hold on to your hips. Whatever's clever. Let's come into a standing pigeon, shall we? Let's get into those hips a little bit more. All right, so from your chair, come up to the right tippy toes. Seal the left foot to the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, making a figure 4. Make sure you really flex through that right ankle. You can take your hands to your hips, or if it gives you better balance, you can bring your hands down to your knee and your ankle. I personally like that the best. And just lower your hips as much as you feel. You can stay right here and balance using your core to find a little bit of stability. And if you want to go all of the way down, you can try to reach forward with your fingertips, bending deeper into that left standing leg. If you want to try the forearm balance, hook the right toes around the outside of the left elbow. Bring the legs to the backs of the elbows. Maybe you lift up. If you don't want to do that full forearm balance, this is enough of a hip stretch as it is. Very tricky balance, getting into your hip. Breathe deeply. And then wherever you are, we're all going to come back into that forward fold. So releasing, bringing the right foot down, and then forward folding over. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it back to upper push-up position. Knees lowered or not lowered. Maybe you do push-ups here if you really need to build more heat. Or you can just hold the plank for a couple of breaths. That's also a nice way to build heat. And then exhale to lower down. Inhale up for a baby cobra or an up dog. And then exhale to release. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, send the hips back. Coming back into that down dog. Okay. So we're back in that down dog together. Inhale up to both tippy toes, and exhale, lower the heels over to the right. Nice side body stretch here. Inhale back up through center, and then exhale, lower the heels to the left. Inhale back up through center, lower the heels to the mat. On inhale, between your hands, exhale, step walker, jump feet to hands. Inhale up for that halfway lift, and exhale to release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up, sit the hips back to chair. We gotta do the other side, right? So coming into this on the other side. All right, so in your chair, we're gonna come into standing pigeon with the right leg as the balancing leg, right? So inhale up to left tippy toes, lift the left leg up, cross that left ankle over the right knee. Find your balance. This side is always harder for me to balance on. It just always is. I think it's because of a previous injury. So I always find myself really, really fighting to not judge this side. So if you're finding that you're getting lost in the mind chatter of why isn't this side as strong, why isn't this side easy like the other, or maybe this side is easier. Just try not to get too lost in that, right? Come back to your breath. All right, begin to lower down to your degree. So you can lower down. Maybe you reach the fingertips down. Maybe this is as far as you get, which is absolutely fine. It's still super intense on your left hip. And then if you want, lowering all the way down, coming into that forearm balance. Actually, it's a hand balance technically. And then releasing, walking the hands back in toward the pelvis. Releasing the left foot from the right knee, and you're back in your forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, step it back to upper push-up position. Flow through a vinyasa, or go right back to down dog. All right, back in this down dog, all together. Let's get that blood pumping, shall we? All right, so what we're gonna do, you're gonna lower down to your forearms, coming into, this is called dolphin pose. You're gonna walk your feet in a little bit. Maybe bend one leg, right or left, whichever is comfortable for you. And then we're gonna do a couple of these donkey kicks. This is for you, Perry. Just go ahead and start bouncing up, up. Maybe you find some hang time at the top. It doesn't matter how big they are. This is literally just about getting the blood moving. It's time to sweat a little, yeah? If you haven't been sweating already. So hands are sealed, hips are high. Maybe you bend one leg, or maybe both are planted. Just kind of exploring this and getting the blood pumping. Woo! Being careful not to put a hole through the wall. Oh. So once again, that's why it's really important to kind of listen to your body and just kind of take it slow. They don't have to be huge kicks. It can be just really super small. And when you've had enough of that, maybe you just stay here in dolphin for this. It's a really nice way to stretch out your forearms as well, getting into your elbows. Take both knees down to the outer edges of your mat, bring the big toes to touch, and lower down. Taking some time to reconnect to your breath after those donkey kicks. On an inhale, look forward, crawl your hands back in toward your pelvis. Come back up to hands and knees, bringing the feet bringing the knees back under the hips. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, send it on back. On an inhale, raise the right leg to hip height. Look between the hands on an inhale, exhale. Bring the right foot right on through. When you're ready, inhale up for this nice crescent. Swivel the back heel down, open up for warrior two. Flip the front palm, bring it back on an inhale. Exhale fully here. Inhale, come back forward, bring the right elbow to the right knee, and then come up with the left arm. If you want to get into the twist here, I recommend taking the left hand to the small of the back, maybe even reaching further for that hip crease. If you have the full bind, you can also do that too. Wherever you are, inhale, back up using the core. Flip the front palm. Inhale, bring it back. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Come up to the toes of the back foot, so you're back in this low lunge. Lower the back heel down, untuck the toes. And then rise up. Left arm forward, right arm back. Really pouring that weight into the front right knee. This is a really nice way to get into that front hip flexor again. Inhale the arms up to frame the head. Exhale, bring them down to frame the front foot. Go ahead and extend the front right leg, lowering the hips down, coming into a runner's lunge, extending the right ankle. So you're flexing the right ankle, Extending would be kind of like that, even though there's different vocabulary for it. But on an inhale, rebend that right leg, tuck the back toes, coming up back into this low lunge position. Seal the left hand to the mat, open up for another twist with the right hand going up to the ceiling. Bring the right hand down, bring the left foot all the way up to meet the right. Now you're back in that forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift, exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up, sweep the arms up, sit right back to chair. Maybe if you haven't come up to your tippy toes before now, maybe you try that. Maybe sink a little bit lower into this chair. One more deep inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale up for a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands. Step the left foot, no wait, we did the right leg. So left leg stays forward, right foot goes back. Sorry about that. So we're back in this low lunge. Left foot is forward, left knee is forward, right? Seal the right hand to the mat, twist open with the left. Come back down, frame the foot, inhale, rise all of the way up. Right arm forward, left arm back for another twist in this full crescent lunge. Pivot the back heel down, open on up to warrior two. Flip the front palm, inhale, bring it back. Full exhale, and then you inhale to come back forward using the core. Bring the left elbow to the left knee. Open up for side angle. If you want to twist more, take the right hand to the small of the back, maybe reaching for the hip crease or the full expression of the bind. Slowly release and inhale to rise back up using the core. Flip the front palm, inhale, bring it back. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Come up to the toes of the back foot. Lower the back heel down, untuck the toes. Inhale, come up. Really getting into the front right hip here. Maybe left arm forward, right arm back again if you want to twist again here. Inhale, both arms up. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, come up off of that back knee. Inhale, bring the right leg up to meet the left. You're back in that forward fold again. Inhale up for halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up and forward fold. Heel toe the feet out past hip distance. Bend the knees very generously, lowering the hips all of the way down. Sit right back up into a nice bow. Wasn't very graceful, but we're there. If you need to hold underneath your knees, you can. Arms can be up, parallel with the legs. Open the feet, making that nice Y to activate the core over the hip flexors. Yep, you're still in boat. Try to stay tall. Release the feet and the hands. The hands come back behind you, fingertips point toward the glutes. Inhale, lift the hips up. Relax the neck back for that full reverse tabletop. Exhale, lower the hips all of the way down. Extend the legs nice and long out in front of you. Keep the feet nice and flexed. Inhale, lift the arms up, and then bow forward on the exhale. If you want to get into a twist here, you can take your left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Your right arm can come back behind you, or you can still keep reaching forward. And really, this twist just gets right into the armpit, into the side bodies, the intercostals. Slowly release that. Inhale back up, stacking shoulders over the hips. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, because when we're reaching, our shoulders tend to creep up toward the ears, right? So taking a moment to reset that. Inhale the arms up to frame the head again, and then exhale, bowing forward to twist. Take the right hand to the outside edge of the left foot, so that pinky toe side. And feeling this whole right side body light right up. Slowly release. Inhale, come back up. Stacking shoulders over hips. Exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Take the legs nice and wide off of the mat, coming into a nice split here. Stay nice and flexed through both feet. I don't know if you can see them at all. And go ahead and crawl forward. If you have a block, now's a great time to use a block to support your head and neck. And just kind of lowering down, taking this time to exhale, and with every exhale, you get a little bit closer. Maybe, if not, just listen to your body here. This is a very, very intense stretch. It's very important to maintain breathing. And when you're ready, slowly crawling the hands back up. Awesome. Let's get into a couple of side body, not necessarily twists, but side body stretches here. So while you're here still, you're going to inhale both arms up, parallel with the legs. Reach over toward the left with the right hand. Bring the left arm up and over, and just stop whenever you feel sensation light up in the left side of the body. You could go super deep, or maybe you're right here and this is enough for you. To come out of this, crawl down through center, and then walk the hands back up. Inhale, both arms parallel out over the legs. Take the left hand to the right thigh. And then right hand comes over to the left side. Maybe the fingers touch the toes, maybe they don't. And to come out of this, when you've had enough, keep breathing, please. This is very, very deep and intense. To come out, you walk your hands down through the middle and then push yourself up with your hands, right? Take the hands to the outside edge of your knees, close them like a book, give them a little pitter-patter, maybe a little windshield wiper just to bring some blood flow to the back of the legs again, right? Because that was super intense. Okay. Legs are back out long again. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale. Begin to lower down. So you're tucking the tailbone, scooping out the core, and holding on the inhale. And then exhale a little lower. Holding on the inhale. Exhale a little bit lower. And you take this as slow as you want until you're all the way back down to the mat. When your shoulders hit the mat, inhale the arms up, point the toes away, full body stretch, and then exhale, bring the hands back in. On inhale, bring your knees into your chest, roll around on a little ball, kind of massaging your low back. If you have a block, go ahead and grab it. If not, you can use your hands. So if you don't have the block, take your hands, so tense your knees, bring the feet to the mat. Lift your pelvis up a little bit, and then you can place your hands underneath the small of your back that you were just rolling around on. Then you can extend the legs up. If you need your hands to support the back of your knees instead, that's absolutely fine. There's a couple different ways to do this. And if you have the block, you can place the block underneath the small of your back. And then lift the legs. You can point the ankles, point the feet, and flex. Point, flex, point. This is bringing all the energy back down to your core from all of the intense standing poses that we just did. Bend the knees back into the chest. Lower the feet to the earth. If there's a block under your sacrum, remove it. And then slowly lower the hips down. Heels come to the mat. Inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Take the arms out in a capital T. Lower the knees over to the right. Some final twists here, right? You can look out over your left arm if that's comfortable for your neck. On an inhale, bring the knees back up using the core. Then exhale, lower them down over to the other side, to the left. Looking out over the right arm if that's comfortable for your neck. On an inhale, bring the knees back up through center. If you need anything else to complete your practice right now, like a happy baby, you reach down and grab the outside edges of your legs. You can roll back and forth. You can straighten the legs if you want, or just keep them bent, drawing the knees down toward the earth, flexing the feet. You can bring the soles of the feet together, then release them. Bring the feet back down. Maybe another full body stretch. Whatever you need right now to complete your practice. And then when you're ready, you can extend your legs nice and long out on the mat. Arms come down along your sides. Palms can face up or down. The feet naturally splay open. And come to enjoy these last few minutes of rest, letting your body absorb the practice that you just did. And this is a period of silence, so I'll bring you out of it in a couple moments with my voice, okay? So enjoy. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring some movement back to your hands and feet. Together, take a breath in and a long exhale out. Gently go ahead and roll over to your right side. Pause there for a moment. And then slowly push yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center, pressing those thumbs right into that heart space. Bow your head to your heart, lift your heart to your head, bring the two closer together. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend, and I will see you all next week. The light and the truth in me sees that and honors it in each of you. Namaste, everyone.